Hey guys, good evening. Welcome to tonight's live training, day 6. Day 6. Can you believe it already? So I just want to make sure that you can hear me okay. So someone please let me know. As always, little bit of padding until we get the nucleus of people on, and then we're going to carry on. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about sweeteners. It's not going to last long at all. So if you've got questions about any other aspect of nutrition, maybe even training and lifestyle, then stick them in the comments box as well. So without, I don't want to keep on waffling if people can't hear me. So I'm just going to sip my black tea and then until I get a couple of comments. Okay, Claire saying hiya. Hi, Claire. Thanks for your help today with the group and stuff. Alison, big thumbs up. Dora saying all good, brilliant. Guess what? Eva's saying good evening. That's become your entrance now, Eva. Hello from Mika. Yeah, as you can see, I try and read out whatever spin you put on your comment. So the more interesting you make them, the more I try and spice it up. Claire saying, yep, sounds all good. Brilliant. Okay, so we'll just let another couple of people come on, and then we're gonna crack on. Whilst we're waiting, then, how have you found it, day 6? Some of you probably thinking, well, what's all the fuss about? Actually, I'm getting into the flow of it now, and it's getting a little bit easier. And then some of you will just get sideswiped. All of a sudden, you think, oh, I'm doing really, really well, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, what is this headache about? Like for me, I've had the shakes. My hands have just been shaking. I'm putting that on now, but they've just been shaking a couple of times today, which is weird. So what kind of symptoms have you been experiencing today, and how have you been getting on? Cathy saying hi. Hi, Cathy. How you doing? Dora's saying hard. No, not easier. Still got cravings. Yeah, like I said, sometimes cravings can last 14 days. They really can, but it's definitely worth it. And if you think, imagine you get through these 30 days. When you get through these 30 days, for the rest of the year, it's just gonna be so easy. For when you'll be like, oh, well, I've just got to give up, reduce that for a couple of days. Easy. I did 30 days at the start of the year. It just recalibrates your idea of what you can do. And Mika's saying no symptoms yet. Good for you. Alison's saying no symptoms as of yet. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. No, you're fine. It doesn't matter. There is no right or wrong. And the results that you get in whatever way you measure them will tell you whether on the right track or not. Eva saying still feeling really cold. I'm normally at the other end of the spectrum. Yeah, I think I'm feeling. I think it is cold. What Paula was just saying before, how it's a little bit chilly. So, yeah, that is a common symptom that I've heard about before. Claire's saying doing good today. Hit the dairy on the head. Had to pull back on the eggs. Been having too many and had some reaction to it. It's good that you're in tune with what's going on. No symptoms yet. No carb and dairy either. Well done, Donna. And Cathy saying I slept well the night before, but not last night. Yeah, it ebbs and flows. Just when you think, right, I've cracked it, and this is amazing, so something happens. The key thing is, you just kind of think, right, just keep going with it, and things are going to take a bit of time to calibrate. And just keep at it. See if there's anything that you did differently or that you could amend. But don't be too obsessive about it. You're doing great. Okay, so we're going to get into this. A few less people on tonight, which is fine. We're going to talk about sweeteners. Okay, so I've got a picture of agave on the screen, and not only just agave, but agave light. So agave is not really. It's not really what we'd call like an artificial sweetener. It's more of a natural sweetener. Like 90% of it is fructose, and it's basically what we call high fructose corn syrup in a jar. But the thing is that it is pumped as an absolute health food. Like a healthier choice alternative to sugar. Now, we understand the issues with fructose, and it's certainly not a health food. And then imagine like light. So remember, to call something light, it just needs to be 25% less sugar than the normal variety. Well, that means that they've stripped sugar out and put a lot of sweeteners in there. Okay, so if we kind of get on, I've got a couple of things I want to share with you. So, what is the big problem with sweeteners? To be honest, we don't really know too much about sweeteners. There's been a few studies that have taken place by a few credible sources, and some have shown them to be incredibly insulin spiking, and some have shown that they don't affect insulin or blood sugar. And it really boils down to the variety of sweetener that you're taking. And we can't label all of them bad, and we can't label all of them good. So in this training tonight, I'm going to give you 4 to really look out for. In some respects, they're brilliant in that they can dramatically improve taste without necessarily increasing the amount of calories that you're consuming. But there is often a downside to it. One is some of them come with some pretty severe side effects, everything from rashes and intestinal problems to death, believe it or not. And others, and the other thing is with regards to like the psychology, quite often when we're having something that's we know is sweetened and therefore not less calories in there, we often overconsume other foods thinking that we're offsetting what we're actually eating. And the other thing that can happen as well is that you tend to favor these sweetened things, which are pumped full of chemicals, regardless of what way you look at it, instead of healthy food options. So there's a few issues that kind of come with it. But as for like, are they good, are they bad? It really, really is a mixed bag. But as with all these kind of foods, and as we've learned in the whole of this course, they're getting to everywhere. They really do. And what I've got on the screen here is a couple of places where some of the dangerous artificial sweeteners tend to hide. Toothpaste and mouthwash, classic, as that you might not expect. Children's chewable vitamins, quite often. Cough syrup, liquid you can read it on the thing. Chewing gum is a classic. We get a lot of people that come to boot camp and they kind of, they really want to chew gum for whatever reason. A couple of things there. One is that chewing action, mastication, it can increase your hunger. So if you're somebody that chews gum a lot, that can increase your feelings of hunger and your cravings. And because of the sweeteners in there, it can also, some of them, the nasty ones, can spike your insulin and therefore, initiate those triggers for cravings and all that kind of stuff. So, just bear that in mind. No calorie or low calorie waters and drinks, and then a lot of or some alcoholic beverages. So that's kind of where they hide out. Angie's saying woke up with a stinking headache. Yeah, I say it happens. You just got to work with it and keep going. It's not an excuse just to start eating sugar again, because you're just going to reset all that stuff. You however many days into this now, keep going. And when that quote, when you're going through hell, keep going, and it really is that. There's no better time than right now. Dora's saying bowels are not moving as usual. Couple of reasons, potentially. One is that you're just not consuming as much food as you normally would, which is a real possibility. The other thing is that if you're flushing out lots of toxins, or your body's giving up a lot of water, there's just not enough water or there's not as much water in the bowel to kind of help with that. The key thing is to make sure that you're hydrated and just really look for that fiber. Just increase the fiber a little bit in your diet. But yeah, that's one of my things as well that I weren't necessarily going to mention, but you're not on your own there, Dora. Good. Okay. So moving on. So these are kind of the 4 best sweeteners that I've kind of picked out, all of which are plant-based, I've lost my train of thought. Like alcohols. The like, I can't remember. Let me try and find the words that I'm trying to say. I'm having an absolute mental block. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. Yeah, I'm trying to look online. I'm not going to do it now. It's one of those things where you have a mental block. So first one, stevia, really, really common, really common. So you can find that in most places. Again, it's one of these things. All these sweeteners, we still need to moderate it and just not go absolutely nuts. But these are things that you can eat, which you don't really process. So stevia is a really good one. Monk fruit is another one. Although I've never had monk fruit, but a lot of health professionals and like sugar-free advocates will talk about monk fruit quite a bit. If anybody's had it, let me know. Tell me what you think. Xylitol is another classic. There's you can buy big bags of xylitol and use it in baking and all that kind of stuff. One of the good things about xylitol is and erythritol, the next one, is that it still retains a decent taste. It's not like a chemical style taste. So it's a good sweetener to opt for. Now, can't think of what it is. Damien, how you doing? Hope you're good. Since I stopped sugar, I feel great, but most times I feel unease before breaking my fast. Although, yeah, so unease, you can feel a little bit agitated. Is that what you're saying? You're a little bit shaky, a little bit thing, and that's perfectly normal. And that is probably withdrawals and cravings. So, just work with it. And like you said, just little sips of water, a little bit of meditation, have a fruit tea or something like that. And just know that it's probably perfectly normal and nothing to worry about. Good to see you on the live. Hope you're doing good. Dora's saying psyllium husk. No, psyllium husk is, from my understanding, is more of like a binding agent. So you can use it like to hold foods together and that kind of stuff. But yeah, right, I get it. So in regards to fiber and that, yeah, definitely. You can add a little bit of psyllium husk to your diet. Put it, if you have like smoothies or juices or something like that, stick it in. That will help. Chia seeds is another good one. You can just soak them overnight, and that will kind of help you get going a little bit. So that's it. I don't know if you thought, okay, we're gonna tune in and just gonna slag off some of the sweeteners. I probably could for a long time, but actually, a lot of research is not truly defined, and I think some of the food industry have created a lot of propaganda against some of the sweeteners, and some of the sweeteners have created a lot of they've done a lot of misleading information as well. So, and somewhere in between, we're a little bit unsure. Best thing to do is, these plant-based sweeteners are very, very good, and no identified problems as of yet. The other stuff, especially when you start getting onto like aspartame and other sweeteners like that, if you're drinking full fat Coke, then Diet Coke is a great next step. But ultimately, it's only a short term fix, and we need to be progressing and getting off that. Okay, so kind of remember that. Alison saying it's good for your bowels. Yes. Here's what you're saying. Been sleeping well since I started the no sugar challenge, although it's not been easy fighting off the craving, so I drink a lot of water. Yep, good. That's all good. All good practice, really. You can put a little bit of lemon juice in there, add a little bit of sea salt or Himalayan sea salt in there, and that'll just help with some of the headaches and cravings as well. So that's it, really, with regards to sweeteners. I suppose. Oh, Demo, nice one. Are you wondering whether you should be introducing some sweeteners? I think if there's some foods that you are kind of really missing, and you kind of think, well, could really do with that in my diet or whatever. But I don't want to consume the sugar, then it might be that you could find a sweetener as an alternative. But as with all these things, it's a short-term fix to get you onto the next level. And then ultimately, we don't want to be adding more and more chemicals, especially if we're going to start drinking or using these chemicals instead of healthy, nutritious, regular food. We don't kind of want to be doing that. So that's it for my little bit of live training. Tell me what you think. Nice short one tonight. Tomorrow we're going to go on to what we've done sweeteners tonight. We're going to do timings. I'm going to talk to you about like timings, especially like fasting, intermittent fasting. How you can sort of speed and help things with like the timings and the routines that you have regards to your eating. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tomorrow. In the meantime, keep going, keep posting questions in the group and sharing your meals and your experiences, and that really is helping. And I'll just kind of hang fire for another couple of minutes if there are any questions come through. If you want to start dropping off, then that's fine. Have a good evening. Get wrapped up. It's a cold one out there, and we'll see you tomorrow. Dora saying, brilliant, just great to connect. Yeah, it is. It's just, to be in this community of people that are on a similar path and doing similar things is really good, really, really important. So as we kind of move forward then, like I said, we're doing our fresh start, mnemonic for the start of the year. And, so we've done fresh. We're now on to the start. We've done sweeteners tonight. We're going to do timings tomorrow. All these are available in YouTube. So if you want to go back, if you instead of like trying to find them in the Facebook group, because I know it gets mixed up a little bit with all the different posts coming through, then you can find them on the Facebook group. So just go to YouTube, search Team Bootcamp. And when you find the channel, you'll find the sugar-free playlist there, and you'll be able to find all these in order. Mika saying, very interesting. Thank you. Have a good evening. Claire saying, thoughts on using maple syrup. Similar again, it is again, fructose. So we know the effects that fructose has on the body. Much, much better, and certainly more paleo than a lot of other natural sweeteners, let's say, or syrups. But it's still incredibly sweet. Moderation, Claire, is with maple syrup much better than a lot of things, like I said. And same with honey. When we talk about like honey and that kind of stuff, there's still calories in there, regardless if they come with other bits of vitamins and minerals. So it should be seen as like an occasional cheat in moderation, but certainly much better than refined sugar. So a good little step there. Cathy saying, all good. Thanks, Craig. Thanks, Cathy. What can I use in egg instead of mayo? You can do a paleo mayonnaise. I think we've got one in the Team Bootcamp cookbook to make an egg mayo. I think if anyone, Claire, you might have a recipe for that. Like a paleo mayonnaise. I haven't got an answer for you, Ange, because egg mayonnaise is one of the things I just cannot stomach. So it's not something I would actively make or use. So one thing you could do is just get full fat mayo and just use it in moderation instead of the mayo light. If people are using the mayo light, thinking, all right, it's a lower fat version, get the full fat version and use that. And just get a good quality one. Try and avoid the real cheap stuff because it's full of nasty hydrogenated fat. Most mayonnaise is, to be fair, but I'm pretty sure our chef Ricky makes his own homemade mayonnaise, and it's pretty simple. So just give that a little Google, paleo paleo mayonnaise and see what you find. Facebook user, I think it's Damo, saying thank you, Craig. Good. Andrew, struggle to eat eggs, so I need something with it. Yeah. So you just get yourself, just do a little search in Google for that paleo mayonnaise, and you'll find a few little recipes there to try. And then let us know how you get on. Just feedback and tell us how it went. I use full fat mayo. Don't have a paleo recipe, but we have had it at boot camp. Yeah, we've definitely had it, and Rick has made it in one of the live cooking demos that he's done. So it's definitely stuff out there. Donna's saying, is the cookbook available? It is available. You can get it on Amazon. I do have an e-copy. So, if you want it as an e-book, I could upload that as a unit in the group if you want, just for this group. All I'll ask is that you don't kind of share it beyond the group. Would you be up? Do you want me to put that in there? I'll upload it. I'll probably upload it in the morning if you're keen. Let me know. It's Damo. Thanks for the advice. Cheers, Damo. Thanks for tagging along again, mate. Donna's giving me a thumbs up. Is that that's to the cookbook? Okay. So if I get another couple, I'll upload it. If not, I'll hold it back. But if there's a few people that want it, I don't mind putting that in. Okay, Mildred's giving us a thumbs up as well. Alison saying yes, please. Okay, all right. Okay, that's enough people to know that it's wanted. So I'll upload it at some point. If I haven't uploaded it by lunchtime tomorrow, someone please put a post and remind me, and I'll stick it up. Great. Okay. So it looks like everybody wants it. That's fine. Oh, there you go. Dora's posted you a link there. So the dietdoctor.com recipes, vegan keto mayo. So check that out and see if someone give it a make and make it up and see how it goes. Also, you mentioned about group hypnotherapy. Is there any you would suggest? Right, we will run the group hypnotherapy. Okay, so both Paula and Ash can run hypnotherapy sessions. But what I've also got is I've got a friend who's really, really hot on that kind of stuff, and he may be interested in doing a session. So give me until the weekend to get some details together, and I'll look at some hypnotherapy. What kind of things would you want? Are you thinking like kind of just a general group hypnosis to have better willpower or to avoid sugary foods? What kind of things are you thinking? Eva saying thanks, Craig. Surely it should be thanks, Craig. So if you're saying all of that, okay, let's see what I can come up with. We'd go for everything. Okay, good. Okay, no problem, Will. Thanks for joining again, guys. Eat healthy, avoid sugary food, say no to things. Yeah, I kind of get the idea that you're what you're after. Okay, so let me come up with a few things. I tell you one thing that I used to do quite a bit as well is self-hypnosis, and I have a script that you can basically. What I did was you complete the script and then you record it as a voice memo on your phone, and then whenever you're sort of sat, doing just quietly, or when you go to bed or whatever, just put your earphones in and listen to yourself doing a self-hypnosis. A little bit weird because it's your own voice. However, you can put your own sort of embedded commands in there and kind of do whatever you want. So if you think that would help, then I'll dig the script out and again share it, and maybe even run a session at how you can do that. What milk is best? Just go for the most natural milk you can get. Okay, the least messed about with. So try and get unpasteurized, well, raw, ideally, raw organic. If not unpasteurized, if not semi-skimmed. Worst case scenario, skimmed. Basically, we want as much fat and as little added sugar as possible in that. Andy's saying thanks. Claire's saying thanks, Grego. Alison saying that would be good too. Thanks. Brilliant. Okay, guys. So until tomorrow, 6 o'clock, where we'll look at timings, a bit of intermittent fasting and the like. I'll see you later on. Take care.